idea of the Exquisite Corpse.
It's a children's game.
It's made of 4 elements and it's about anticipating.
Yeah, and not knowing where it comes from and what it exactly is, and by making something you kind of find out.
You're drawing a part of the body and you just get the ends from the other one. They continue. It's a very old game used by the surrealists. It has also been used, not very much to my knowledge, but nevertheless in literature, where people have been writing texts like this together. It's forcing wonderness, and at the same time it forces you as a producer to obey to something that has been given to you by the other. It's more like a kind of tool for experiencing. We don't know what the other ones are doing, we just get a little, what they call, hint, and from there on we have to develop.
It implies a certain kind of body. My focus, at least, has always been thinking a lot about the body. And within that, there's 4 different possibilities of playing with the process of printmaking, but also in a way to play around with the imagery.
What is given is that the first artist decides the format and the paper, which means color of the paper, the texture, etc. The previous artist who decides how thick is the hint, how much information one wants to pass along. And based on this, one could choose to produce continuity by using the same technique or complete rupture, like change technique. Somehow, intuitively, I have the feeling that we must have tried to continue the technique of each other as much as possible, to have a minimum continuity in the corpse. When you think of pop music, I'm very interested in this element which is called the bridge. And the bridge in song is this one element which is supposed to alienate you, like a derive, like a drift. It's a little bit like making a song with 4 bridges, where there is no chorus, there is no verse, there is no intro. It will be the visitor who bring in their own chorus and verses.
All the guessing and speculating, and maybe we're trying to trick each other or putting you on the wrong track.
It was a desire to come and visit the place at the same time. It's not like we had a project in mind about what we had to do. I think it was Carsten who initiated, who triggered this idea, something which could both embrace our being together without obliging us to think together.
We all agreed that it was a good format to find a way for everyone to work individually, but somehow it all would come together.
I find it very important to be here, physically, because it's not just the process, it's also that we're here together. And even though we're not sitting together all the time, and it's a very different thing.
I think part of coming here, of course, to STPI is always a little bit for me to challenge the tradition of the techniques and then to try to push it. There's a kind of comfort in coming back.
I think it's been great to work with people who are very professional, open, but who are also able very fast to take certain steps.
The facilities here are just amazing, like what possibilities you have and what sizes you could work with, and people really know what they're doing. You kind of have this idea all the time that you want to do something together, but it rarely happens because everybody has such different schedules. It's kind of a mystery how this came together, that we all end up, the 4 of us, in one place at the same time. So it's joy and that's fun. I think it's very, very special.